my first students, my family. I wanted you to be free. Help build a world where mutants could live however they wish, safe and without fear. My X-Men.
We have to be strong. For the team. For every mutant still out there, they need hope.
Let us do what we do. Believe in each other.
Charles Xavier entrusted me with his dream. Everything he built. Everything he fought for. Now belongs to me. My X-Men.
Almost forgot.
Oh, am I going to war or a circus?
What'd you expect? Black leather?
Boom, there you go. That was a trailer for X-Men 97. The entire season 1 is streaming right now on Disney Plus, as well as all of the previous X-Men animated series episodes. You can binge them all and watch them. Have a good old time. I'm Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World. And of course, my pal Heather Hurt. Salute to Heather joining me because we have a special guest. We're so excited. We've been talking all about X-Men recently on NRW. And we have the baddest Southern belle, the amazing voice actor. Man, I've been doing all my research today, Lenore. You are like a real superhero in real life. You worked in Parliament. You're a musician. You've done so many things. Like, I need the Lenore Zann story, but we'll keep it on X-Men 97 right now. Lenore Zann in the house.
Thank you, It's great to be here, y'all.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much for your time, Lenore. It is truly an honor. I'm gonna throw it off to Heather because I know she's ready to get some words out. I'm just beaming. Thank you.
That's so sweet. Thank you. Hi, Heather.
Hi. He's too excited. Let's go back in time for a second. What did it feel to go back into the studio and get back to Rogue? What was it like going back to her?
You know, I was a little bit nervous at first because I was like, oh, I hope I've still got it, And then I got in front of the mic and I just started saying the first line and she was there. Rogue was right there. I slipped right into it. And I like to say it's kind of like putting on a really nice pair of well-worn, comfortable gloves. It just feels right. And so I'm honored and I'm really grateful that Disney and Marvel brought me back and brought back the show for all these fans. So excited for y'all.
Well, I don't think we could imagine anyone else. You are Rogue in every sense of the word to us. As an actor myself, I was curious, where was that Rogue voice? And it seems like a lot of it is still like your unique voice that you possess. But like inflection wise, I'm curious when you were exploring the character and you were getting the script and some of the phrasing, the terminology, were you comfortable with like those weird phrases that she has that she would throw out that, just form from her Southern upbringing? Because you're from the UK, you're from Canada, you're from all over. So I'm just curious.
Australia.
Exactly. How did that transition for you?
You look about as nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs.
So yeah,
You mean
was that easy?
phrases like that?
Yeah, was that easy, or did you like need notes from the directors? Or
No, they just roll right off my tongue. I don't know. It's kind of like I was born for this role, you know? She just comes so naturally to me. And I get her. I get her. I get her sexiness. I get her sassiness, her flirtations, her depth, her deep loyalty, her deep rage when provoked, and her deep sense of loss and grieving when she loses the person that she really does love so deeply. I mean, Remy is Rogue's soulmate. I liken them to Romeo and Juliet, you know, two star-crossed lovers. And so this season was a real gift for an actor to be able to pour all of the emotions that you've got into each and every scene, really. But in particular, episode 5 and episode 7, Remember It and Bright Eyes.
Heather will tell you, I'm like the empath of our group. I was bawling, I was crying. So amazing, so sweet, and so precious.
Well,
Heather.
yeah, I know. I mean, I know I made a lot of people cry, and I say, well, you're welcome.
It's good to cry. It's good to cry. It's
good
so
to cry.
therapeutic. Yeah.
Exactly. You know, and sometimes I talk to people at Comic-Cons, and the great big giant guys are like, well, I, you know, you really got me in episode 5. You know, I almost cried. I'm like, you almost cried, or you cried? And they're like,
They cried. They cried.
I cried. I'm like, that's good. It's okay. And then they go, no, you have to be strong. I went, no, you don't. I said, real men cry.
Yes, we
Real
do.
men feel their feelings, and they're not afraid to let them out and talk to someone about them. That's what we
Definitely.
want to do. And that's what I hope I can do with my performances.
You did.
Absolutely. You nailed it right on the head. Right on the head. When it comes to storytelling, we've changed a lot, and a lot more can be spoken about in animation, in film and television now. What is the big difference in what you're seeing today in the animation versus what you saw during the previous series?
Well, I think one of the beautiful things is that they are now able to show more emotions on the faces. So, you know, all of those scenes with Rogue, I'm just using my voice to express those feelings. But then the artists are drawing it and painting it, you know, to match that. And that you couldn't do back in the 90s. It just wasn't, they weren't capable of it at that point in time. So it's a treat to see it come to life this way. And it really is a team effort, because if you think about it, it's the art, it's the music, it's the pacing, it's the sound effects, it's the glory of the colors, and the acting as well. So and the writing. Without the writing, you have nothing. So it is a team effort, and I love seeing the whole thing come together when I finally get to see each episode. And I've been watching them along with the fans, so I've been just as excited as everyone else.
I love it.
Yeah.
I've been asking a bunch of friends, because I told them that I was doing this interview, Lenore. And so I hope you can, you know, tender somewhat of a reply. There's
Sure.
a very particular still image from the series that is widely known, and it's been memed, with
Right.
the character positioned kind of oddly in
Yes.
Apocalypse.
Right.
What do you think about that? It was the question from a lot of my fellow friends of X-Men.
What did I think about that position of her with her?
And just how it became such an internet meme and such a thing, where they now have Apocalypse in that position and Rogue is watching, which I love. Like, let's do it equal opportunities, you know, in every way.
Well, let's put it this way. The one where Apocalypse is lying there and then Rogue is watching, there was also a meme, well, a fan art that was done recently that was posted on X, that was with Rogue standing there with Captain America's shield, and Captain America is lying there, and it says, "This is America's ass."
I love it. I love it.
And it's got her saying, if your hands are tied, I guess you won't be needing this anymore, right? Well, I was in, where was I? I was in New York earlier in the week, and there was a t-shirt making place. So I made a t-shirt with that.
Oh, awesome. I love it.
I'm gonna be wearing it to my next Comic-Con.
We gotta have a picture on X or IG so we can see
Right,
that.
I will. But yeah, I mean, I think that it's fun. If people bring me that stuff to sign, I sign it, and I sign it like, don't get a moonburn, right? Because that's another one of her lines from the 90s. But yeah, I think the nice thing is that all the people that were complaining about the way she looked, they kind of have shut up.
Yeah.
The show is
phenomenal.
so good, right?
Yeah.
Show's so good. And as I've said online, people's attractiveness and characters' attractiveness is not just the way they look, it's the way they act and their voices and their mannerisms and their soul, right?
Completely.
So don't just narrow it to one thing, because you're losing out. You're missing out on something.
Definitely. Heather, last one.
Sure. What was your favorite moment for the audience to see when you were recording this? What was the moment that you could not wait for the audience to see?
Well, I could not wait, but I was also trepidatious about Sugar. I can't feel you.
Yeah.
I was waiting I wanted to know how people would feel and react, but I was also trepidatious. And so that particular episode, I invited the cast to come and have a private screening of the show that night, the night that it aired, at a friend's house, so that we could all watch it together, especially too for Gambit, because, he dies in that episode. So I had AJ Lucasio, I invited him. He couldn't make it, but we all got together and watched it, and we all cried. We all cried. We needed Kleenexes there, So it was really moving to see how the audience reacted, to see how the fans reacted to that, and to see that I did manage to make people feel their feelings and hopefully get some kind of relief and some kind of cathartic healing from their own losses that they've suffered recently. And many people have lost loved ones because of the pandemic, and with all the wars and the terrible things that are going on all around the world, a lot of people are grieving and suffering. So I hoped I might be able to help with the catharsism of that moment.
Definitely. Well, on behalf of Heather and I, Lenore, it is truly an honor, and we thank you so much for your time. You are just amazing. I want to also, like I said, I want to chat all about the Lenore Zann story, because just your whole life is fascinating. Would love to chat in the future if you're ever available. But
yes, and actually, I have a book coming out. I have a memoir.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have my memoir coming out in the fall called A Rogue's Tale.
Perfect.
Yes.
Awesome. I would love to reach out, have you back, and talk all things, about your autobiography. Again, thank you so much. Again, to my colleagues at HCA, I appreciate it. Everybody, X-Men 97, the entire first season is streaming right now, as well as all the previous seasons. Go check it out on Disney+. Kuya P, Heather Hurt, Nerds Rule the World, and Lenore Zann, y'all.
Yes. Bye, y'all. See you later, Sugar.
Thank you, Lenore. Thank you, Derek.
Thank you. You guys have a good day.
All right, take care.